Thanks very much, StreamYard, for telling me we're live. Hi, hello to anyone watching this. You're watching a game that was arranged through the Gauntlet, which is a community on the internet that gets together and plays tabletop role-playing games online. You can find them at gauntlet-rpg.com. You find all the stuff they do, which includes blogs, forums, the monthly zine that they do, Codex, which comes with supplements to existing games and original games in itself. Find that monthly on their Patreon. There's also their podcast network. A lot of different kinds of podcasts, from some APs to discussion stuff about a range of tabletop role-playing games. Check them out. There's also the Hangouts calendar, through which this game is arranged. We are session 2 in our look through Saber, which is a forged in the dark game of mecha warfare by Austin Ramsey. You'll find a link down below to his stuff. Forged in the Dark, of course, means that this is a hack of Blades in the Dark by John Harper. So expect a lot of stress, a lot of risky dice rolling, a lot of shenanigans. Unless the dice rolling is like really effective, in which case, missions just kind of come and go. If anyone is watching stuff that I do in this channel, you'll know that Band of Blades campaign has gone amazingly well. I mean, you ever seen 3 6s in a row? It's frankly, it's astonishing. It's terrifying. They're doing really well here. Hope y'all here in the war, in the Beam Saber war, in this city, does just as well. But who are this squad that we're going into? The Queen's Venom, as they're called. Let's go through from left to right in the character keeper. Shout out yourself and pronouns and your character and the cool thing they did last session. I'll start with yourself then, Ferret.
Hello, I am Ferret, also known as Sawyer. I use he, him pronouns, but any pronouns are fine. I use those for ease of use pretty much. And I am playing Desdemona, our queen, who last time in her tricked out scorpion mech completely blasted away this one radar mech and helped set up our wonderful assassin for a strike.
Hell yeah. Scorpion mech. I was lamenting before the broadcast we didn't have a cat mech, but Scorpion mechs is also as cool. Speaking of assassin, sorry, that's the coffee burps coming. Also the French toast that I had to just stuff into myself. Up next, Alex, would you introduce yourself and your character and cool thing about them?
I'm Alex Meltzner. I use he, him, or they, them pronouns. And I am serving looks as Cubica Kryn, who is the aforementioned assassin, former Black Ops operative. And last time she stabbed a guy with all 6 of her mech's arms repeatedly. So bad that, he died immediately.
Yeah. Well, those radar mechs were just standing around.
Yeah.
Like, that's their fault for being sitting ducks.
Everything about her is super cool, so I mean, I can't really, it's hard to pick just one thing.
Exactly, it's trouble. It's just, what are you gonna do? Up next, Sabine, would you kindly introduce yourself and your character?
Oh, I'm Sabine. I use any pronouns, and I'm playing Yarn Loss, who uses he pronouns or any pronouns if you really want to go there. Yarn, as a soldier, he mostly he's not that wild about being a soldier. And the coolest thing I think he did last time was roll his eyes at the whole mission. So, yeah, the rest was just shooting stuff.
Shooting stuff well.
Yeah, sure, but that's everybody shoots stuff. That's like what we do. Rolling eyes, though, at the queen. That's not everybody does that.
Everyone else is too polite. But not our last character for sure. Last but not least, Puckett. Would you kindly introduce yourself and your character?
Hi, I'm Puckett. He, him pronouns. I am playing Callista Black, who uses she, her pronouns. Her call sign is Shell Shock. And I'm trying to think of something cool that she did last time, and shooting the reservoir didn't seem that cool. Maybe downing the two airborne mechs simultaneously. Maybe that was kind of cool, but that's just kind of what she does. So.
Jeez,
Yeah.
what I'm getting is that people are calling out for more cool stuff to do, which is there's always room for that.
I think her cool thing was having a wry comment at the end after she downed those mechs and said, "Who's next?"
Well, you're gonna get a whole load of who's next, for sure.
Goldberg plus mechs.
You're gonna start a tally, aren't you? All right.
That's
Okay.
an outstanding idea. On it.
All right. So yeah, add 2 to that tally, I suppose. All right. Before we jump into, we were in the middle of a mission. I'll do a recap of what's happened in the mission since, and what your objectives are. But for now, let's talk about the safety tools that we're using for today's session. Just to remind folks, we do have our tab of lines and veils in the character keeper. Lines are things that won't be crossed, just won't show up in the fiction at all. Veils are things that can happen in fiction, but we're not going to concentrate on it, like it happens off screen, or we dedicate a sentence or two to it, or we just fast forward over it. There's also new tabs. There's some that folks have checked as ask first before we bring them in. So I like to remind folks to look over which of the ones are requires a bit more consent than usual. And we're also using the X card for this series. Basically, if we do roll into a scene where folks feel uncomfortable for any reason, and any reason is perfectly fine. In fact, you don't even have to explain what the reason is. And it could be anything. Could be a name or a detail, or just the tenor of the scene. You can say you want to X that either on the chat. Sorry, StreamYard, where's the chat? There's the chat. Or on the Roll20, there's a Roll20. Roll for a party. Don't know why I acted like I said Roll20 is something I have to spit out of my mouth. Sorry. Or make the X card symbol here. I might ask some questions on what's being X carded, but if it's played, folks should respect that. We'll roll back and try something else. Finally, we have an open door policy. If folks need to step away from the table for any reason, and it could be any reason, whether there's an emergency you need to take care of, or you're more tired than you thought and need to take a break, or you just needed to really go and take care of something for even 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you can pause the action at any time. We'll accommodate yourselves, and we'll make sure folks are comfortable. So, quick top level recap of our situation. As mentioned, this squad is called the Queen's Venom. They work for the Kingdom of Ymir, which is a monarchy. 5 factions are trying to lay claim on this city, on this settlement called Magnum City. It's a pretty big, sizable city. I've used the word city 4 times now in as many sentences, and it's annoying me. The city is home to a trebuchet engine, one of these big interstellar machines that lets people fling ships at ridiculous speeds from one planet to another. So it's pretty damn useful. Right now, it's kind of it's being fought. It's up for grabs. And your monarchy, the Kingdom of Ymir, has the teensiest bit of a toehold in the city. They control most of the land. They're the red borders in the city map. But you're gonna need to work your way to that big trebuchet engine, which is that big irregular shape. It's kind of it's kind of like a bunch of Lego Tetris pieces melted into each other. That one there. Yeah. So you'll be fine. Last we saw you were in the middle of a mission. You were up to the north, that little black blob that's kind of in between the red border and the purple border. The purple border is one of the other factions, the theocracy, known as the Exalted Mandate. And you've been given a mission to take out that, it was apparently a former farm repurposed into a radar installation. Plan is to take out that facility. Secondary objective is to capture that facility intact if possible. And y'all got your way into that. There was a plan to to use irrigation to destroy an irrigation facility to flood the not flood the place, but like just create like a natural border to cut the radar installation off. That's going well so far. That was Yaren's job. He's halfway there. There's you got to fight with the squad that's protecting that farm, the Winnowers, who hopefully won't win much. No, trying to make a pun there, but I was halfway there. And part of the Winnowers is one of your character's rivals, lovely lady by the name of Devlin, who maybe is a bit obsessed with kill-death ratios and should be more obsessed with theology, honestly. And we're in the melee, so where everyone else is, let's see. Brick, which is Callista's mech, is about to take on a squad of Winnower like flunkies, angel mechs. Yaren was providing support, and it's kind of like half the irrigation facility, halfway just shut. Cubica was up in the clouds. Is Alex frozen for y'all? There's no way, no, unless he's asleep right now. All right, we'll let him.
I think he's frozen.
Okay, we'll let him sleep for a bit.
I think he's listening very intently.
Okay, yeah. All
It's
right.
kind of a meditation.
I mean, that looks like the facial expression of someone who is all but hypnotized by the dulcet tones of your voice. Oh, he
Yes,
moved.
but he's also moving.
Oh, he's running away.
Moving away.
Oh, okay, all right, he's running away. Fair
This is
enough.
being recorded. We shouldn't make so much fun.
I know. Poor Alex doing some has had some issues right now.
I mean, it's not like we're not being mean. We're not cruel.
Okay,
You know, it's good-natured
life.
teasing.
it's
And I
life
mean,
that's being cruel.
yeah,
We're teasing life.
we're teasing his internet connection.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I'll be cruel. He's an amazing player, and I love this game.
Absolutely.
I'm bad at this.
That was really cruel because he isn't here and can't hear it.
All right. Well, while he's not here, well, he can watch back. Oh wait, there he is. Hold on. Bonk. Again, we did not say anything about you, Alex, for sure. And it is recorded, so we'd have no reason to say anything else. Yeah. So where were we? Oh yeah, your character Cubica was up in the clouds. Don't know how she's hanging out there. Her mech's really cool. She did a super jump, I suppose, to avoid getting pummeled. And yeah, she can just watch she's watching the mech of Devlin. Her mech's called the Vice God, apparently. And I'm gonna repost the link to the picture that Ferret used. And yeah, I think the last thing we saw was Desdemona was about to unleash an entire barrage of whoop ass on the Vice God. I think the last thing we heard was Devlin just like taunting everyone, specifically our queen here. And Desdemona's about to fire off. So let's come back to that. The Authority Crown is charging up a shot at the Vice God, and I'll remind folks that rivals can inflict complications anytime. She's done this twice, so for as many players as there are, so she has 2 more random complications she can inflict on folks, and she has an 8-step clock because she's a rival. So Desdemona.
I think we left like this gigantic missile appearing in the tail, and I think the tail starts swinging forward and back, and then whips forward really hard and launches this huge casing, and like it's like flowing in an arc, and then like halfway in the arc it catches a light and begins powering up and directing towards Devlin, and then you realize why it needed to be thrown as it breaks open, and lots of little missiles start raining down on the Vice God.
All right, what are you rolling? Well, I know what you're rolling.
Bombard.
Hell yeah!
But I'm wondering, is there maybe a one of those dice that you can offer me? The
collateral die.
The collateral die, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Just to remind folks how just random might be watching, Beam Saber does like little things where like normally in Blades in the Dark games, you get a choice either to push yourself or take a collateral die. Here you can do both. So okay, collateral die. Let me look at the clocks. Clocks are always fun. Okay. Here's the collateral. I'm going to start a 6-step clock called reinforcements.
I'll take that.
Yeah, 6 steps. What could happen? All right. So I'm gonna put down winnower reinforcements. Cool. And yeah, so if when that clock fills up, your life's gonna be a bit harder. All right. So that's 3 dice. Or push yourself.
I don't think so this time. And though I will ask, is Cubica going to help me? Is our wonderful Vogue mech going to do something?
I think you got this. I'm
Okay.
gonna. Cuba's probably gonna focus on trying to take the base.
Can I ask Cubica for you to read out your belief about Dez?
Oh yeah. So she's smart, but not as smart as she thinks.
Thanks, Cubica. All right. 3 dice. That's a risky standard, for sure.
Woohoo!
What'd you get? I
A
didn't see.
6.
Okay, good. All right. Hell yeah. So let me go to. Sorry, I need to look for some reference stuff. I always forget how many ticks in a clock. Let's see. Risky. Okay, it's not there. Sorry about this. I always forget. Like, I think it's 3. Oh no, risky standard. It's 2. If it's great, it's 3. That's always that's effect. Sorry, I always forget. I need to internalize that for sure. Okay, so it's a good hit. It's a really good hit for sure. I think you bombard and like she like disappears in a hail of explosions and smoke. All right, let me just reroll this clock, and I think when the smoke kind of like filters. Sorry, things will be quick. Yeah, 2 ticks out of 8. When the smoke kind of like filters, you can see that like her mech has like these 2 floating sort of like circular shields. She's had to put up both of them to like absorb the explosions, and it's been emitting this like weird energy field. That's like she used that energy to like try and smash Cubica, but Cubica managed to dodge out of the way. And I think once the smoke clears, the shield kind of back away and the mech kind of comes out. And again, everyone hears this voice because, again, Exalted mandate mechs have these abilities to like project out their voices because y'all really need to hear the good word. But instead, what she says is, "Oh, there's our queen. Are you ready to become a statistic?" And her shield's gonna start powering up. I'm gonna jump to, let's see, who should I jump to? I'll jump to the other team, to Lars. You have been helping Brick. Are you helping Callista? She's about to take on 3 ground mechs that are kind of like skating on the ground. They have like beam halberds. That doesn't make any sense, but okay, they do. Brick has taken out the 2 flying mechs, but like you've taken a shot at the irrigation facility, and it's like halfway there. But what do you do?
I'm going for it. I'm taking out my, I think it's a beam lance thing, or maybe it's just a sword or a saber, something like that. It's totally made of, it's very black and it has an edge of pure light.
Ooh. Is that a scary weapon or tool or a fine? Because you have like a lot of options for melee weapons in your gear.
I think it is, let me look at my gear. It is, I used one of these and I forgot to mark it last time, I think. Oh, that's no, I have to look at my thingy, at my mech. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you marked off heavy cannon. We remembered it.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a fine heavy melee weapon, obviously, because it's getting larger the closer I get to the irrigation facility, or it looks like it's doing it. It has a weird perspective, but that's kind of usual with these EVA things. Next,
Yeah.
sorry, shouldn't call them things.
Yeah, I think when you kind of like get there, you can see that like the folks who are in there are they're evacuating. You see like just a lot of like, I mean, you're in a mech. These are people. They're tiny, but they're running away. They're getting into like trucks and they're driving off towards the mandate territory. But yeah, you want to beat the shit out of this building, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't care. These people, I don't want to hurt them necessarily, but if they get in the way, well, I mean, I might take a little step not to trample someone, but I won't stop the assault.
Cool. What are you rolling with?
I'm rolling with what can I roll with? I'm rolling with destroy. I think that seems kind of. And I'm going to push myself.
Ooh, all right. So with a mech, you're gonna exhaust one of your quirks. Which one?
I think I want to exhaust the flexible limbs that I have, because I have to not just get at one of the irrigation things and just crush it with the beam saber, but I have to get behind them to direct the water's flow into the direction I want it to go.
Hell yeah! All right. So check off flexible limbs. Okay, you're in 3 dice. This is risky great, for sure, because you got a fine heavy melee weapon. Just gonna swing that beam saber. Hell yeah, that's a title drop. Do you want a collateral die? Or you're fine with 3 dice.
I think I want a collateral die as well.
Okay. Not to be unimaginative, but I'm gonna add 2 ticks to that reinforcements clock.
That's fair.
Okay, cool. 4 dice.
I'll reroll. I roll. Let's see where that goes. I've got a 6. Yeah, I've got a 6 and 2 5s.
Hell yeah! So that irrigation facility clock is filled up. I can. Oh my god! I can reroll. I can roll 2 clocks at the same time. Sorry, I just discovered this from Pro Fair Party. That's amazing. That's made my night. Yeah. So tell me what it looks like when you destroy the shit out of this irrigation facility and just kind of start diverting the water. What does it look like?
Yeah, I imagine these water tanks to be really big and kind of globe shaped. So the beam saber lance just cuts through one of these and pierces the armor plating that these irrigation tanks have, and just rips it open. And when it rips it open, it's not just a clean cut. It's like a zigzag cut, and then suddenly it kind of tears it apart. Even that's where the unnatural flexibility comes in. And when the tanks break, then the water comes flooding into the field and going in the direction where we wanted it to go, which was, I think, the facility itself, or the border of the facility, at least.
Yeah. So yeah, to cut it off, and I think part of filling a clock is it's going to add a tick to Devlin's rival clock, because she notices that and she realizes, oh, okay, things are going to be tougher. But not for your squad, because your squad is doing really well. Look at all those 6s. I'm going to jump to Cubica, who so gallantly decided to put the mission objective as her priority. What are you up to, Cubica?
So yeah, I still got that like good position up high, I think, because the silhouette has, I think, like a full flight system. I declared the light mobility suite, so I think I want to look, I guess, for like, so does the base have like any automated defenses or anything?
That sounds like a rule.
Anything to take control of, or any other points of vulnerability that aren't like blowing it up themed.
Okay. That sounds like a rule.
I'll scan for that.
Hell yeah. All right. Ooh, are you using like any equipment, or are you just like using like your optics? You do have what looks like, let's see, you have sensors apparently in your mech.
Oh, those are infrared sensors. I could if I could, yeah, I'll declare those if that like make a difference. Maybe I'm looking for somebody, a commander or something I can take hostage.
Maybe, yeah. All right, cool. So this is still risky standard. you're all still in a risky position, but it's still good. It's still good. You got one dice. Do you want to push yourself?
Yeah. So what effect does using the infrared sensors then have on the roll mechanically?
Well, honestly, it increased your effect from limited to standard.
Okay. Yeah. What is the collateral die you would give me?
Okay. All right. I don't want to keep ticking that clock. That sounds boring. I think. Okay. You. What is the collateral? Okay. Here it is. I think when the irrigation facility gets kind of blown up and things start flooding again, this big suddenly you feel this like big energy wave come out of the vice god, and I think the collateral is you're all going to be in a desperate position because suddenly this weird energy is filling the air and it's affecting. It can feel your mechs kind of being affected.
All right, sounds good to me. We've been doing pretty well so far.
Okay, all right, cool. So your position is now moved from risky to desperate, but you get an extra die. Hey, desperate position means you get XP. So
yeah,
I will spend 1 stress to help if I can.
Ooh! Oh wow! How magnanimous our queen!
By keeping the vice god's attention on the authority crown and not focused on the silhouette.
Hell yeah! All right, spend 1 stress for that. Like assisting pilots always with stress, whether you're in a mech or not, because it's all about your connection to each other. 3 dice.
And when we roll desperate, we mark XP in that the relevant track, right?
Yes. So you're gonna mark on acuity. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, then I will roll 3 dice. That's a 5.
Yeah, 5. 5's good. No, why you need to be? You don't need to be so worried. 5. Let's see. 5 on a desperate. The pilot does it, but there's a desperate consequence. So okay. So you're looking for like. So remind me again. What are you specifically looking for?
I'm settling on. Is there a commander, somebody I could take hostage? To basically get them to stand down.
Okay. I think yeah. So you're scanning and like your infrared managed to pierce through like the weird energy that the vice god is putting out, and I think yeah you'll see that the base is it's emptier probably than you expect. There's like only like a few people there because again this is a radar installation. They weren't gonna mount an attack until they were ready. They were just here to like scout or anything. But you can see that like at the back of the big warehouse, because to remind folks again, the farm is described as there's a big warehouse where all the assumably all the milk production is, and like a few scattered like townhouses or whatnot. I think at the back you can see like there's like just a crowd of people, and there's like as kind of like all the fighting and firing is happening, there's like a crowd of people, and there's this small like military truck, and you can see like there's like a group and they're yelling at, and one person who's like kind of like this. Okay, and you can't see them because they're they're an infrared blob, actually. But I think yeah, the farm is most empty, but like you can't see. But you can see like yeah, there's a crowd there, but I have to inflict a consequence at you. I'm sorry, I have to. I just have to. Okay. All right. So the nice thing with Beam Saber again is it says inflict a desperate consequence. It actually lists out what kind of consequences there are. It's really nice. Okay, I think I'll go for the simple one. I'm gonna put 3 ticks in that Winnower reinforcements clock. You can resist that if you want, but I think what it looks like is when that energy kind of like permeates the air, it's like a signal, and suddenly you all know that like help is coming. You can resist that if you want.
Can I resist that by
How are you resisting?
I want to like. Would I be able to resist that by like declaring my electronic countermeasures? About like
the thing
blocking
is,
off transfer wireless information.
the thing is, you don't have to declare resistance. Is always like it's
Okay,
always
yeah.
going to be like it. You don't need to. I mean, if you want to, if you want it to fit the fiction, but like when you resist something, it's always going to work.
Okay.
The way you resist in a mech is you are
Right,
gonna
you
exhaust
declare
4
quirk.
quirks. Yeah, but because of that ability of yours, you only exhaust 1. So which one? How are you resisting this? And
I don't think I can justify.
Maybe
Okay.
you've like called in some favors from your old Black Ops buddies, like a
Ooh.
encryption field or something.
I can see that. I just don't think I have a quirk that could really work here. Could it? I could.
If you're not confident, then
Yeah, I'm not going to resist.
Okay, you'll be fine. You know, anyone else? You'll be fine. You're gonna complete this mission, and like all you do is drive away this rival and anyone else who's here. You're actually, you know, I'm gonna add another tick to that Winnower Angels clock because the irrigation facility, because you are nearly there. So cut to brick. You've got 3 angel mechs coming at you with their beam halberds, but you're a brick.
I am unimpressed.
Okay. All right. What do you do?
What kind of range are they at?
They are coming at they're like close to like 15 feet away from you. They're coming at you real close.
All right. You know, yeah, I'm gonna have my missiles and rockets reloaded from last time yet?
Oh yeah. Basically, once you declare you have those, you'll always have those. For sure. It's not like we're checking off ammunition. You'll
Okay.
have those unless a complication takes them away from you. Don't tell me you're gonna declare a third, because I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
They're close. I have a bunch of missiles and rockets. What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Okay.
I'm going to unload everything at them because I mean, you're saying they're 15 feet away.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to unload just
Hell yeah.
everything straight at them, point blank.
All right. What are you rolling with this?
Oh, battle.
Hell yeah. This is going to be desperate. I would say great because you have a shit ton of missiles and they're quite close to you. So,
you know what? I never actually took my advance from last time, or I never applied the XP. So I'm going to apply the XP to my expertise, crank battle up to 3, and then 0 out that XP on expertise. Okay. That's how it works, right?
Yeah. I'm fine with that. You did.
Well, no, I mean it's like because I got 3 XP last time, so if I apply that 3 XP, it gets me to 6. So I reset it to 0, and for example, enhance stays at 3 of 6, acuity stays at 3 of 6, etc.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, battle 3.
God, this is desperate. Great. Do you want to push yourself?
No, they don't have to. This is the second use of my special officer ability because I think it's like a small, like little flashback of me of the Queen just looking up, like, "Do you really need all these missiles?" And Callista just looking back, like, "Yes,
yep,
always yes."
4 dice. Oh gosh.
And you said I can push myself?
Yes. Which of your quirks would you use if you want to push yourself?
I think graceless applies here. Because there's nothing graceful about this at all.
Okay. All right.
And then, so there's 5. And what else can I do?
Do you need some help?
No, Des already put in the help. Gonna get help once. There is a collateral die. If you want.
Well, honestly, I think that collateral clock has been ticking forward too much, and I don't.
Oh, it could be a different collateral. I don't always have to offer the same one. Because it's one tick away, I'd rather that be a complication than a thing than a devil's bargain offer you. I can offer you a different collateral die. I think. Okay, you're gonna take a level 1 damage because one of them's gonna throw their beam halberd at you.
If I get that 6th die.
Yes, actually, yes. If you here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna take a level 1 harm if you somehow miss. That's they're very good odds.
Well, I'll take that. Yeah. I'll roll 6 dice.
Wait, is it 6 or okay? Yeah, push it. Okay, you got 3. Push yourself.
That's resistance. It's 5. Collateral dice makes it 6.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I should have given you a harder collateral die, but now feck it. Let's do this.
Hang on a second here.
It's so much.
So 66.
Oh my God,
2
that's
6s and 2 5s.
Okay. All right. So, Jesus. Okay. Critical, desperate, great. Oh yeah, you roll desperate. So add an XP to that expertise track because you rolled a desperate action.
All righty.
Oh my God. Critical on a great. Okay, and a desperate. Action is success with increased effect. You're gonna achieve a dominating sort of effect. So, what does it look like when you unleash all hell on these 3 mechs?
There is a lot of fire and a lot of explosions, and it is almost impossible to tell what's going on because there is metal flying everywhere. Everything is on fire. Everything is blowing up. The things that are on fire are blowing up. The things that are blowing up are on fire and then blowing up again. And there's a lot of smoke. And then it stops. And the smoke starts to slowly waft away. And you just see Brick standing there in the same spot. And Callista gets on the comms and says, "Who's next?" So did that take out all 3 of those?
Yes, yeah, that
right.
wiped out the entire squad. Yeah, and I think
so. Mech's down 5.
God damn it! I think that because it's a big effect. It's a dominating effect that's adding more ticks to the rival clock. But I think
that feels like it should take ticks away.
Yeah.
I mean, if I just wiped out the rest of the squad in one salvo, that feels like the reinforcements should be like, wait a tick. Do we really need to go? I mean, is there anything to reinforce?
Yeah, here's what's going to happen. And I think you'll wrap up the mission very soon. This happens, and I think the Devlin is about to say some sort of saucy remark, but she's about to say something to add to that kill statistics line, but she kind of pauses, and you can hear her just let out this frustrated sort of growl, and she kind of moves towards that truck that has the last remaining personnel, and I think the truck is the Vice God is big enough that it can pick up the truck. Oh no, it's not that big. It's not that big, but I think, or maybe it is that big. Okay, here's what happens. It starts kind of cradling the truck and kind of emits its energy. It's going to suspend the truck in midair, and she's going to try to get away. Who wants to jump in and stop her? I'll turn to either Dez or Cubica. Since Cubica, you decided there.
I would love to chase her down because that truck has piqued my interest also.
Okay. All right. How are you doing it?
Stealthily. of course. I'm going to declare my final thing, the optical camo. I kept trying to say optimal camo, and that's not. I mean, maybe it is that, but I mean, basically, I just kind of. I figured this is probably a maneuver, since I'm like getting there fast, and I basically just want to appear behind, materialize behind her, ready to stab her in the back.
Oh, hell yeah. I think position has dropped down. It's not desperate anymore because again, they're trying to get away, so she's not targeting any of you. And the irrigation facility being flooded and the mechs being wiped out has put you back down to a risky. But this is risky great because you got optical camo for sure. And
all right, sick.
2 dice, and you get that extra from attacking from hiding.
Yeah, 3 dice. I'll exhaust my shifting patterns quirk. Sort of works alongside the optical camo. Just like mess up the outline and any like remaining distortion left by the optical camo. So
cool. All right, that's 4 dice. Anyone want to assist? Yeah, you're good.
I'm good. It's fine. Nobody wants to assist Cubica.
You got assisted like
I mean, I think you're a little far away for me to assist.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm reloading at this point.
More missiles.
Can I submit a new die and then re-roll 3 at the same time, or
I don't think so. I think you need to make a new die. Oh,
Ferret actually raises a good point.
Hmm?
He said more missiles.
Oh Jesus!
Could I fire just some missiles as a distraction?
The positioning I'm trying to be stealthy about this. I don't know.
But the thing
We're
is,
trying to take this place. We don't need to destroy more of it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I've already made a spectacle of myself. So it might actually distract them from your approach if they see missiles coming from my mech in their general direction. If I'm just like kind of trying to strafe the area around the truck to distract them and make them feel wonky and like, uh-oh.
I'm happy to take the extra die.
yeah, I'll give
Does
it
that
to
work
you.
for you? All right.
yeah.
Thanks, Andrew.
Spend 1 stress.
Okay.
So I need to spend a stress?
Yes.
All righty.
Okay,
Where
so
does stress go on?
It's at the very top. Well, not the
All
very
right.
top. It's under Playbook XP.
Yeah. Got it. So I'm at 2 and 9.
Cool. So
that's
mhm.
5d6. So that's a 5. Jesus.
What? Okay. So all right. So it's a risky great. I mean, it's still it's still great. So you're gonna do it. You're actually gonna fill out her arrival clock. But okay.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it means you defeated her.
Okay.
She's not permanently defeated because she's a rival. You can only permanently defeat a rival using her drives. But here's kind of what happens. So you jump out of nowhere and like you stab her, or the mech, right?
Yeah.
And I think stabbing her will will kind of like shock her enough to like let the truck go, and it's gonna fall down and kind of like land in a heap, and I think it looks like the Vice God almost kind of like powers down for a bit, but then you just hear a very juvenile psych, and this like energy starts kind of like cascading into your mech and starts kind of like ripping through its internals. You're gonna take a level 2 damage.
Oof.
You choose to resist that if you want, but yeah.
Yeah, I would like to resist that.
Let's see.
With my last quirk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How's your billowing cloth help you resist
So
that?
the way the billowing cloth, the purpose of the billowing cloth is to basically confuse the enemy, make the silhouette's outline silhouette harder to discern, make and in general just be like a distraction. So I think like she's dodging out of the way, and using the cloth to sort of. I think in this case it could actually possibly be protective if it's like a wave of energy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It absorbs the energy and you fling the
Yeah.
cloth away. And I think she as she's like doing that, I think she is totally like ejecting out of the mech and blasting off again. But but yeah, you flood the facility, you captured the facility, you've even captured the people there. I think that's a mission success. Y'all did. It's so much dice. It's so much dice. Oh my god. Okay, we're nearing up to the end of our first hour. Let's take 8 minutes. Come back at the top, and I'm gonna go through rewards, mission complete, loot, and then we're gonna frame up downtime and some free play and see what y'all have achieved. So let's come back at at half past the hour.
So, Leandro, how do salvage rates work in this game?
What do you mean? What are you hoping to get?
I'm just asking how it works. Is it you blew it up, you get to keep whatever you can scavenge from it, or ever it goes to the unit, or you roll for it, or you get to search for specific items, or I mean,
it's part of the role because, yeah, I think it's part of the role because part of what the rewards is supply points, and salvage kind of comes under one of two kinds of supply points. We'll get into that when we do rewards. I think definitely in the fiction, because you took the facility intact, your kind and benevolent superior will probably let you get some salvage, and what that's going to look like is going to add an extra roll to your
What
supply
about
bonus.
something special like the Vice God, like being able to be taken mostly intact? Doesn't seem like super bright for the kingdom to break that down into just material.
Actually, here's what happens. The devil managed to escape, but I think the kingdom is going to requisition the Vice God, and
figures.
Yeah, of course they would. Important secrets could be unlocked there. They're not going to let you, a frontline squad, look into it. If you were R&D, that might be something else. But no, you're soldiers. You're not techs.
We'd probably just spray paint Circle A signs on it and drink beers in it.
Maybe you would.
All right.
Maybe we still can before they requisition
it. Oh, we'll get into that. First, let's resolve your reward. So, there's no coin or like cred in this game. Instead, you get supply points, and you can use those supply points for a variety of stuff. But first, let's figure out how much you get. So first, someone's gonna have to do a supply roll from the employer faction. You're gonna roll dice equal to the target's tier plus the employer faction status. Since we also started, your status with all the factions are 0, but your target's tier was 3. So someone's going to roll 3 dice. But because you captured the facility intact, that's the secondary objective achieved, you get extra dice. So 4 dice, and you're going to gain supply points equal to the highest die. Who wants to roll?
Ferret's the XO.
Okay.
I should delete these clocks. They're all
4. Oops.
Sorry, it's my bad. I think I deleted at the same time you rolled.
Yep. Ooh, 2 6s.
Ooh, so on a crit, you're gonna take 9 supply points. 9. Do you even have enough storage for that? Let's see.
Is it like I thought it was like after downtime, basically anything you can't keep in storage is lost.
Oh, it goes away. Yeah. So downtime, you're gonna need to spend. Well, you got a lot. So here's how. Let's go through this first, and then I'll explain how supply points work.
Does it only crit once, or does it crit twice because of the 2 6s?
No, 2
6s are the crit.
Okay.
Yeah, the 2 6s. 2 6s equal 1 crit. So, and then second step is your employer faction has a supply roll bonus because you work with the monarchy or the autocracy. I don't know. You already get automatically 1 plus material and 1 trust with your employer. So I'm going to mark that. When you get enough trust, you build up your relationship. That means more dice to roll when you do missions for them. But yeah, so next you're gonna assign your supply points as material or personnel. Now, obviously these are 2 different things, and let me see, where are they? Okay, so material is everything necessary to keep a squad's vehicle running. You spend material points to either A, take an additional downtime activity involving your mechs, which we're enhancing or fixing, salvaging or upkeeping them, or acquire assets. You spend that's material. You can add plus 1 dice to those activities, or increase the result level by 1 using material. you can use material to change vehicle load slots to undeclared, because vehicle gear is different from personal gear. Once you've declared what you have, they're kind of stuck to your mech. You have to spend one material to change them between missions, because it's like changing the rims on your dope ass car. Why did I say it like that? It's like, no, it's not like that. It's like I guess it's kind of like that. It's more effort than like deciding what kind of notebooks to bring on a trip, on your person, changing.
I'm putting a dub sticker on my mech now, Leandro, just because you said that.
Okay. You also need to spend material to do upkeep. Upkeep is a specific downtime activity to clear your exhausted quirks. Everyone gets a free upkeep action, but you need to spend material to do upkeep. So you got like a lot of quirks exhausted. You're gonna want to do that to clear them. You can also you also spend material. You also spend supply points to increase your squad's tier, but I don't know if you have enough for that. You might do. You can also purchase more cohorts by spending material. Or actually, no, you can spend material to get personnel. So that's one type of supply points. If that's a lot, I think I put them in the references /gear. Yes, I did. Yes, they're in the references /gear tab. If you go to the supply points, it starts at J68. Yeah, that's where they are. So if you forget what I just said, they're all there. I'll go through personnel again for anyone who might be watching this. So personnel is the other type of supply points. You can use that for the other downtime activities that don't involve material. So it's about schmoozing with people, or training, or collecting stuff, or cut loose, or doing projects. You also use personnel to replace any destroyed cohorts. You don't have any at the moment. You can spend personnel to have flashbacks. So like, say you're in the middle of a mission and like, ooh, our toughs could have been helpful. Instead of spending stress, you can spend personnel to like have used your cohorts. You can use personnel to add an extra die to gather information rolls. You can spend a personnel in place of stress to gather information using a flashback. Or you can add one die to those other downtime activities I mentioned. And yeah, so that's a lot. You have 9 supply points to play with. How are you going to assign that between material and personnel?
We'll probably need a bunch of material to upkeep. I don't know how exactly people want to divide that, but
Yeah, I have no idea, but I think we should have some material because we need to repair. At least your mech has taken quite a beating. Kubica.
It's exhausted, yeah. I mean, hopefully I'll roll decently and we'll only need one to spend one material, but
I would say at least 6 material to 3 personnel, if not 7 material to 2 personnel.
So Leandro, what can I do with my engineering roll to help out Kubica's mech? Do I need material to roll for engineer to repair it?
No, because technically it's not really like damage. It is just like the machine's been overexerted.
Okay, so we need to
fixing is a separate thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It was built for Black Ops. It's not used to getting this much action.
So, just to make sure I understand everything you've said, we need 1 material per quirk that we want to clear, correct?
No, for each material you spend, you roll a die, and the dice determine how many quirks you exhaust. You repair. So you don't need to spend like 1 material per quirk that you want to clear.
Okay, so we could theoretically spend 1 material, roll a die, get 6, and clear 6 quirks.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't think it transfers between mechs.
Yeah, it is per vehicle. So if you roll 6 on clearing Kubica's mech, you only clear that.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. So
we can't like roll 4 and then decide which die goes to which mech.
No.
God damn it.
Is there another way to repair our mechs, or do we need material?
Um, for clearing your quirk boxes, yeah, you'll need material for it. That's what you need for that.
I would say we should just go with like 7 material, 2 personnel, unless there's like something somebody wants to spend personnel on specifically.
Okay, so we'll keep that in mind that we have 7 material and 1 personnel, 2 personnel. Oh no, wait. Yes, yeah, 2 personnel. I'll keep that in mind. All right. Next step is each pilot checks to see if they did something that furthers their drive, and you can be as loose as you want to interpret if you did something in the mission to further your drive. I'll start with Dez.
Hell yeah! I helped chase off the bitch who did this to me.
Okay. Add 1 tick to a drive clock. Cubica.
No, I wouldn't say I found anything out about like what's going on, why I was transferred.
Yeah, this was kind of a routine. Let's see you all in the field sort of mission.
Yeah. Also, we actually have 10. That's not 10 supply, 8 material.
Oh yeah,
because of your bonus.
So 8 material. That's a lot to play with. So, because the autocracy
we'll probably
gives you
need it.
1. Yeah, you probably need it. Yeah, you can keep spending if you feel. There's lots of stuff you can do for material. You can acquire assets, enhance your vehicle so you can get an extra quirk. Lots of stuff. All right, Lars, did you do anything to further your drive, you think?
My drive's getting out of this with some kind of future for myself and my people. I think a little. I mean, we won out, and that. I mean, I got a little more, so getting more means getting closer to my drive.
Yeah, the book kind of like recommends like you can interpret it as loose as you'd like. So if you can find any justification, that's fine. So yeah, take a tick to 1 of your drive clocks. And Callista.
Well, somehow my drive got deleted or something like that. But it was basically surviving to find a reason to survive another day, and she survived. So yeah.
Cool. All right. Take another tick. There are only 2 ways to add ticks to the drive clock. One is a long-term project, which you need to work at. And another one is true missions. These drive clocks are powerful when you have them. All right. Step 5. Here's where you do your free upkeep downtime activity. So who wants to upkeep their wants to do upkeep on their mechs? I'm gonna go from left to right. Dez, do you feel like you need to work on fixing up the authority crown?
Would this action be like what I would need to spend to gain a new quirk?
No, that's later. That's enhancing.
Then I don't think so. I'm fine with a small armory and having that 1 quirk marked.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're fine for now. Cubica.
Yeah, I think I'll upkeep.
Okay, so we got 8 material. How much are you spending?
I'll just spend the 1. Well, we got so much material, I might as well spend 2, right?
Okay, folks. Cool. 2 dice. Roll that, and you'll take the highest, and that's how many quirks you're gonna refresh.
Geez, it says 5 and does not actually. It like doesn't give an order for the dice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I assume that means it was a 2 and a 3.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're gonna exhaust. You're gonna refresh 3 quirks.
Y'all mind if I spend 1 more material?
Ooh, actually, I'm looking at the action. If you can, additional exhausted quirks can be removed by spending 1 material point per quirk. So if you spend that 1, you can just refresh the last one that you didn't refresh. So you're down to 5 material now.
If that's cool with people, or I can just stick with 3.
What else are we gonna use the material for? I mean, and I'm not asking rhetorically. I'm asking, like, what else would we be doing at this point with it? Do we need new vehicles? Do we need to change load slots?
I want to get one new vehicle just to have options, but other than that, I'm fine with you spending the material.
Okay.
Okay. So how much would we have left after this? There'd be 3 out of 7.
We have 8 materials, so we'd have 5.
Okay, so that leaves 2 for Sabine and I to refresh our quirks,
And 1 for me to get a new vehicle.
and then that leaves us with 2 left over.
That'd be 2 personnel we'd have left over. That'd be all the material with you 2 spending 2.
Well, they don't necessarily spend 2 each.
Yeah, I'm saying the 2 of us combined would probably spend 2.
Oh, then yeah, then we have 2 left. So yeah, we can see what we can do then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good to everybody. I'll fix up the silhouette real good.
Yeah, silhouette real good again. I don't know why I said it like that. Lars, do you want to upkeep?
Yeah, I think I have to polish my filigree. And I'll use 1 material, I guess. So that means I'm rolling 1 die, right?
Yeah.
And I've rolled a 5, so I will repair 5 of my exhausted quirks. I only have 2, but that's fine.
Yep, that's fine. The remainder is wasted, but that's fine. You clear your quirks.
Well, I can spend some more time with filigree, which is nice. Anyway.
Aw, that's sweet. Okay, and last but not least, Callista, are you upkeeping?
Yes. I'm going to roll 1. There's my line of 6 dice. Okay, let me delete those real quick.
So much dice. Why did I let you roll?
1.
All right, clear 1.
Okay, go back over to the squad sheet, or the character sheet, I should say. Suppose I could spend 1 more to clear Graceless.
Yeah, you've run out of. You've shot so many missiles. Shot so many. You're gonna.
All right. Does besides the vehicle that Ferret wants, does anybody have an idea about something they want to do with the material points?
I think you can use them to add more quirks, right? If I heard that right, or is that wrong?
Yeah, there is a downtime activity that lets you work on your mechs to add more quirks. It's kind of like training. You see the enhance clock in your characters.
Doesn't actually cost material though.
No, it doesn't. You spend material to add dice, to add like an extra dice to those activities.
Okay, I see. No, then that's fine. Go repair your graceless, suddenly weirdly graceful mech.
Yeah, exactly right. I took it. So now it can actually like move and do stuff. All right. I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. All right. So that's upkeep. Well, that's the upkeep activity. There's still more upkeep to do. If the mission supports the patron faction's goal, you add a tick to the ghost clock. Securing borders, absolutely. All right, got a tick there. So you're 1 tick away from getting fancy armor, which is always good. Or is that what? I think that's what secure borders gets. Okay, then the squad earns 2 rep. That's just the base. So add that. Bank. Oh, nope, that's a C, not an X. If the target of the mission was higher tier than the squad, take 1 plus rep per tier higher. Yeah, so that's 2 more.
Does that go on our personal sheets or on the squad sheet?
It's in the squad sheet, yeah. Rep is like your way to increase tier. You've got a ways to go, though. You got 4 rep, and you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 8 more to go. Okay, so that's mission rewards. A reminder how much supply we have. We have 2 personnel, and I'm gonna mark that. and at least 3 more material. Yeah, wait, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 3 more material. And now we go into downtime. So as I mentioned, folks here played Fortune Dark stuff before, right? So you know what downtime looks like. There's like a list of actions, and you get to do them. Most of the time, Fortune Dark gives you 2 actions, but Beam Saber gives you 3. Oh, yeah, Trust. Yeah, we should do Trust. Sorry, thanks, Alex. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I might do. I want to do downtime first. I'll do Trust like in the next break or so. This might take a while because this is the first time I'm explaining Beam Saber downtime to folks, so this will probably take a while. So if you go back to the references/gear tab, the list of downtime activities should be there. It's at the bottom row, starting A69. Woot woot. Why did I do that? Why did I? I don't know why. I just feel suddenly so defeated. I don't know why. Oh, actually, no. There is something that should happen for downtime. I should roll entanglements. Actually, I should do Trust. Yes, you're right, Alex. I should do Trust before downtime. I'll do that. Let's see. I'll do squad status later. Suffice to say, your status with the Winnowers has gone down quite a bit. Of course.
Are any of them left to care?
Yeah, Devlin's still alive. For sure. That weren't the whole Winnowers. You know, they're tier 3. They've still got maybe like 1 or 2 other squads under them. All right. So, relationship between your squad and a huge fraction operating squads in the game is determined by trust. After a mission, the faction whose squad was targeted by the mission loses trust with your squad if there was damage to important infrastructure they want to attack. They really like that irrigation facility, so that's -2 to the Exalted mandate. So you go down from 0 to -2. Oh Jesus! So your relationship with them goes down by 1. So you're now at the -1 with the entire mandate. One of their VIPs was killed. No. Civilian deaths. No. Their own skullduggery was exposed to the citizenry. No. One of their squads sustained casualties. Yes. So you lose another trust with the mandate. It's fine. You didn't like them anyway, apparently. They were hit in a region they controlled. No. You have a vendetta. No. The trust with your employer faction also changes if there were civilian deaths. Nope. The mission's ROE were broken. Nope. Damage to important infrastructure was not the mission's target. Nope. Mission was successfully completed. You get trust equal to double the target's tier. So you get 6 trust with your monarchy, which is great. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The thing what happens here is like you fill up the trust bar enough, your relationship goes up. You get more dice to roll at your supplies, and you get more points. Jesus. So you get a lot of trust. At least 1 secondary objective is completed. Yep, got that. So yeah, there you go. You filled up already. That was amazing. So once it filled up, +1. Sorry, there's a lot of upkeep here. Clicking. There we go. You have a vendetta. Nope.
It does say that. Sorry, it does say trust. At least in the references, that trust rolls over to 1, and the other way it rolls over to 8. So I think we should have 1 less with the Exalted mandate. But
okay.
if we don't care, we don't care.
That's fine. Okay. So after that, entanglements. These are complications. Ooh, I'm gonna roll some actual physical dice for that. Hey. I'm making some weird noises tonight. I don't know why. So entanglements are basically stuff that could happen. Look at this faction that the squad is targeted during the mission to determine the entanglements table. Roll number of dice equal to 3 minus the squad's relationship level with their faction. So basically 3 minus -1. That means actually you roll 4 dice. So I roll 4 dice. Yeah, 3 minus your relationship, and you have against with the faction that you targeted. So I'm rolling 4 dice. Actually, no, relationship level with their patron faction. Sorry, that's my bad. So that's actually 2 dice. That's my bad. I'm sorry. There's a lot. So I'm gonna roll 2 dice, and you're gonna get entanglement. Oh Jesus. Okay. So here's what happens when you get back to the upper house to like clear things up. Your cohorts aren't there. They've been requisitioned, or there's an argument actually that's happening. Your superior, your Baroness August Freeland, is arguing with like the head of your street gang, the one that Desdemona saved in her tragedy. There's an argument. Apparently, the your squad of toughs, your cohorts are being requisitioned, and whenever like anyone says like, oh, who's doing the requisition, they keep dropping apparently they're being requisitioned by a squad called the Murmur, and you know them, Cubica, because they're your old crew. But for some reason they want your cohorts, not you, Cubica. I don't know why they don't want you. So you got a choice here. You can give up the item, just the cohort. You get +2 trust with your patron faction, or you can bribe the caller with personnel equal to your tier +3, which you don't have because you spent all your points in material. Try to hide the object or fight back and lose 1 status with that squad and their faction.
Oh, wait, we have personnel, don't we?
You have 2, but you don't have enough to bribe them.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Because you're going to need personnel equal to your tier +3. So you need 4. And you have 2. So what do you do?
I think this is a Des question.
Murder everyone.
You don't want to fight these guys.
Spoiler alert, it's murder.
Okay.
It's always murder.
Oh God, I hate to do this, but I think our cohorts are being requisitioned.
So what are we going to do?
We're going to let them be requisitioned.
Gonna do without cohorts. I'm as mad as anybody. But yeah, we don't. You don't want to fight them.
Cubica, whose Wheaties did you shit in to make them this mad at you?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
This is your fault?
Okay, yeah. Can we frame this as an in-characters moment? Actually, let's. I want to know where this is happening in the opera house, as the 4 of you are kind of talking this over.
I think this is probably happening on stage or down in our little orchestra box area.
I like on stage.
Yeah.
Feels operatic.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to find out, because last I checked, I was doing quite well with the Murmur, and
5. That's how many of us made it out alive. That person up there that's being requisitioned for your old faction is one of 5 people I know from my old life.
transfers happen. They joined the military.
Well,
They get requisitioned.
All right, she just delays a fair badass now.
Lars, you were
Like I
thinking?
said, I'm as mad as anybody. Probably more so.
I'm so glad you're fucking showing it.
Right?
I'm sorry, would you rather I yell and scream?
Yes.
well, we would
Well-
rather that you weren't quite as indifferent. But hey,
Well, that's not going to happen because I'm a fucking professional. So
Are you?
take from that what you will.
I thought you were a mannequin that we just hung clothes on that looked pretty.
I can be both.
I think we can
Well-
that sounds like a good. All right, unless anyone else has want to do the scene.
Well, since we're not going to murder these guys right now, guess we better get drunk or something.
Let's take them out for one last round. It's the least we can do.
Fair enough.
Cool. I kind of want to. Actually, no, we don't have the time. As much as I'd love to do that scene, I think let's paint the scene, and like each of you can add a detail as you take your rowdy street youths for one last drink around.
Were they even actually enlisted? I thought they were like the Baker Street irregulars, where they just kind of hung around and we couldn't get rid of them.
We had to enlist them to have them like paid for, like get the funding by our faction.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I should have just let them steal things.
I mean, you could have tried to hide them, but you do lose status with that squad and the faction. You just got +1 with the kingdom. But yeah, so where do you take them to like go out?
Wait, is that hiding option totally off the table? I mean, I didn't know about that. We could do that.
Well, that would involve like getting -1 status with the. That was what.
Yeah. Well, I
was arguing about at least.
I don't care a lot about the status. These guys are friends.
Yeah.
Oh, you do have a
I'm not a
+1
social
with the murmur.
climber.
Sorry, I couldn't
sorry.
understand both of you at the same time.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Puckett.
I was saying I'm not a social climber, so I'm kind of with Yara and Lars on this one. These are our buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe when we go out drinking, we just don't return home in time to get them requisitioned.
You do have a +1 with the murmur, so you can afford to like for them to go down to 0. For the moment. What do you think, Cubica? Oh, go ahead.
You know what? Yeah. I want to see if I can provoke information out of them. Essentially.
Oh, what from the murmur?
Yeah.
Okay.
At some point, but like just like that. That's Cubica's motivation, at least. They're not going to be actively hostile towards us just yet.
Yeah, not yet. Like, yeah, if you choose to hide your cohorts, yeah, your relation goes down to 0. So
yeah, they won't like it, but so we should tread carefully. They're infinitely more dangerous than any of you.
All right, I'm just gonna casually.
I beg your fucking pardon.
They're infinitely more dangerous than any of you, is what I said.
To which I said, I beg your fucking pardon.
Yes, which, you know, that's what that means.
This loop going in a very recursive fashion.
Yeah.
It's not going to change the fact that, for once, I agree with Cubica.
Yeah, they can poison us in our sleep or something.
That's if they don't want us to, and you know, you're hoping for the good poison, the one that lets you die in your sleep, not screaming 5 days later.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you give assholes stealth technology.
As opposed to giving assholes giant, loud technology.
Well, at least you can see them coming that way.
And they sure do.
Big brick, you know, brick big. Yeah. So you are gonna give them up, right? At least that's what Cubico wants.
Oh no, I was saying we can hide them.
You can hide them, but yeah, but you're just
tread carefully.
Yeah. You notice I bumped them up from a tier 3 to a tier 4 just to like make them a bit more intimidating. All right, cool. So I still want to get details of like your last last round of drinks with your youths, who we should then define later if they're gonna show up again. So yeah, I'd like to paint me a scene of like each of you as you're taking them out to town and then maybe stashing them away somewhere in the city. Who knows?
I think Dez like puts down like is going out in her like finery and looks like a very pretty goth Afro punk princess, and like buys the first round of drinks, and it's like she's just talking with the one guy that she knows from her past. Like, you remember where we used to hide out as kids? And like, elbowing him. No, do you remember where it is? Him.
Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It takes him a while because he's plastered. His name is Obadiah Hawk. I've just decided that, unless you have a name for him. Cool. All right. So your street gang is led by Obadiah Hawk. I'm gonna put that there. All right. I think it takes him a while because he's had a few shots, but not enough to not get what you're saying, for sure. All right. What else is everyone was doing in this party / drinks in this pub play? I don't know, in this place.
Well, I think Yaren is going to give just as a appreciative glance when he sees the way she's tricked out, because he kind of likes that. But well, she's way above them, so no chance there. But still nice. And he will grab one of these kids and maybe try to find out a few things about Des. Where she comes from, what happened, how do they know her?
I want to do a fortune roll to see how much you find out.
Okay. Do I roll?
Cool.
Do you roll? I can roll a fortune roll. I have a die.
Yeah.
I have a very metal die. I will use that one.
Yeah.
Come on. I've got a 3. I've got an undecided. The undecided 3.
Yeah, you get limited info. So what's like one fact? I'm gonna ask Des this. What's one fact Lars learns from these kids about Des?
That the program I was in was to upgrade the entire family. Like, because I got accepted, my entire family got upgraded in the monarchy.
Oh, interesting.
Cool. And there's probably like conjecture amongst the street views, like no. So Desdemona, she's working to to stage revolution within the monarchy. Why else would you work so hard? And I was like, nah, that sounds ridiculous.
Tell me more about this revolution thing.
Yeah, you've had too many mimosas. Come on, come here. Just and these two kind of like stumble away from you. Lars.
I remember the revolution kid. I like that.
The revolution kid. All right, well, I'll keep him in mind. What about Callisto Cubico? What are you doing at this party?
I think Cubica stays behind, actually. One, she doesn't really care about these street toughs that much, or like seeing them off. And 2, she wants to catch whoever's coming to do the requisitioning, both to essentially delay and distract them, and also to try to get some info about her own situation.
Yeah. Are you declaring an ally? You can declare that this is someone you've known in the past.
Yeah. Let's declare an ally. Let me.
Yeah, I need to double check that as well.
No, I was just gonna look at my list of name ideas I have.
Okay. All right. So when you declare an ally, once permission, you can declare you have an old friend, either to help or just declare them. Describe the scenario of when you last saw them, and make an action roll appropriate for those circumstances. And that'll tell us what your relationship with that ally is.
Okay. Sorry, I was figuring out the name. Can you repeat that for me?
Yeah. So
I have my priorities.
No worries. Names are important. Describe the scenario when you last saw them, and you're going to make an action roll appropriate for those circumstances.
Okay. Her name is Proxima Nova. Okay. And last I saw her was we were both airdropping into a mission but I didn't see her like after we were airdropping to separate locations. And I didn't see her after the mission, and then I got transferred without warning.
Cool. What action rating are you gonna roll?
God, I have no idea.
If you're dropping into a place, maybe it's like
Yeah.
prowl.
I think that's prowl, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I said we're gonna paint the scene, but then I got excited.
That's a 2.
Oh, buddy. So yeah, a 1 to 3 shows that they don't want to see you, but could be convinced to help. So, yeah. Well, I mean, you don't need to convince her because you're just gonna like distract her. But I think, yeah, she sees you. What does she look like?
Okay. Unnaturally red hair. Unnaturally red, short hair. Got like also it dresses does not dress nearly as eclectically as Kibika. And I think she's got like some sort of contacts or cyber thing that makes her eyes like glow like a sun. Just to go with the name.
Yeah, I think when you see her, like, she does look impatient. She looks like she is at still at the Opera House, and she just looks like she has better things to do. She kind of looks like you, I guess, in terms of like she has better things to do than be here at this Opera House, for sure.
Hey, long time no see.
Cubica, you're.
So,
I think, yeah, it's awkward. I think spies don't really know how to interact with each other, I guess,
Yeah.
without lots of code words. I think she just says like, "I've heard you're doing well here."
as well as can be expected in a squad in a place like this. I don't suppose I could have some idea why this sudden change occurred.
Cubica, I think you know as well as anyone that like direct questions like that rarely get any answers.
Yeah.
Everything compartmentalized at the moment.
Still, it's bothering me. And I'd like to know. Or know who to shake down to find out.
I think you're gonna have to like try and convince her to help you out for sure.
Okay. I'll roll a sweat.
Hell yeah.
And
do you want to push yourself?
yeah, I'll push myself.
Cool. That's 2 stress.
Hell yeah. Finally get some stress. I didn't have any stress.
Yeah, y'all been doing your mech stuff. No one's getting any stress because also you didn't want to help out the
yeah.
there.
I did do a lot of assisting. And yeah, so I'll roll 2. Hopefully this. That's a 5.
It's just a 5. All right. Okay. So it works, but there's a consequence. Let me look at the consequences list. And she says, like, do you remember what happens when those up top are in a state where they need any result they can get? Any kind of result. That shit trickles down, and we're the ones who have to deal with it.
So are you saying I was transferred here to uplift these fools and not as a punishment? That would do wonders for my ego.
Well, That's the first step. You're here. He wants to know, Cubica. And I think she kind of looks around, kind of like that's her tick whenever she's about to share something important to you. You're here to ensure that the lines to the throne remain intact, so to speak.
Interesting.
Higher ups have made their choice, and your friend's outside that choice. Well, I don't know if you call her a friend, your colleague, I suppose.
So I'm to
make sure you're here to clip wings, Cubica.
Interesting. Interesting that they wouldn't tell me if that was my mission.
You know how it is. Things are panicked.
Just
need to know. And
I think. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think Cubica looks at the time and realizes she needs to stall longer. And I feel like the scene could basically fade out, unlike her saying, so how has the squad been in my absence?
And she makes an exaggerated eye roll, and we'll cut away from there. I'm gonna hold on to that consequence later. I'll probably just create a clock. Clocks are good. All right. God bless clocks. Callista, sorry, we got sidetracked there, but I got excited by mechanics. Callista, what are you doing in this party?
Well, how many people are left that have not been taken off by someone or
another? Not much, I guess. There's just the rest of the cohorts. I mean, of the rowdy youths. It's no need to interact with them. Like I was just asking for a detail, and then got carried away because I'm terrible.
You're not
terrible. We'll see.
Didn't Des and Yaren both like kind of pull off somebody? So that means there's like what, 3 of them left?
Yeah. Like Des was talking to the leader of your street gang, and Lars was like consorting with the rest to like.
I was talking to 2 people, and they went off by themselves. Then later, I think. So, yeah, that's
gotcha. So when we're talking youth, how like what age are we talking?
I was imagining them because one of the lines is like endangered of children. So when I say youths, they're more like young adults.
19, 20, 21, somewhere in there. Okay.
Yeah. 18 to 20 and 21, around those ages.
Okay. Because I think Callista has had her eye on one of them for a while. And this is probably going to be the last time that she sees her. And her name is Hexamin Bannister.
Ooh. Hexamin Bannister. I'm just going to write that down. Probably spelled that wrong, but...
I was thinking it's spelled Hexamin. But, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Hexamin. I put an E there for some reason.
Okay. Hexamin works.
Hexamin. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah.
Everybody calls her Hex anyway. I mean, who's going to actually say all that?
Yeah.
And, so they've been sitting there just tossing them back. And I think Callista kind of looks at her, gives her one of those meaningful looks and says, I want to get out of here.
Do you want to... I can let you narrate what happens, but do you want to submit this to... You want to declaim decision-making? Make a roll?
I think Hexamin just kind of... corner of her mouth just turns up a little bit, and she says something like, why not?
Hell yeah.
And Callista grabs a half-full bottle of something off of the table, and they make their exit and veil the rest.
Hell yeah. All right.
I mean, Accurate, right?
For those who are watching this, Ferret add the chat, and then more.
Best bang since the big one.
God, Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. With that note, we've reached another hour. That took, I mean, that's some fun character moments there. So I want to, because I really need to pee. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna call it a break. Yeah, we haven't done downtime. I know it's amazing. But hey, we're coloring in all these characters. It's good. It's good. It's fine. That was a nice entanglement. Made people had to like define each other, define themselves against each other. Okay. I'm gonna call it a break. Say 8 minutes because I need to pee,
right.
and
Sure.
then we'll do downtime, and then we'll set up. I'm gonna set up what the next mission is. I've got an idea, but we'll do downtime first. But yeah,
Okay.
back at 8. All right, welcome back. How are folks doing? Folks okay? Do you have any questions? That went longer than expected, but I still really love what we got. So the next thing we'll do is downtime, and then probably have enough time to like set up the next mission. Um, Maybe even do an engagement role. That could be a cliffhanger. It'll be fun. So in that break, I figured out what the next mission is going to be. Or I don't know, maybe y'all could like, because one of the things that like you can do is like you can just say, hey, we want to claim an upgrade from that forward operating base. Let's do a mission to like claim an airfield or something like that. That could be something you want to propose, but like, well, maybe we'll do that later. But for now, it's downtime and no nasty entanglements here. We're just gonna do it. Here's some space for you to do stuff. So, as mentioned, there you have 3 downtime activities. Let me go through all the downtime activities you can do because there's a lot of them. First up is acquire asset. Gain temporary use of an asset, and you're gonna roll the squad's tier. So an asset could be like, okay, could do with a gun, with another gun, or like maybe some maps, or maybe a favor of some sort. It's an asset for use in the next mission, basically, or maybe like you think there's something lacking with your mech or your thing, so you want to acquire from the outside. It's temporary use. That usually means it's good for one mission. If you need to want to make it permanent, it's a project, so to speak. The second one is collect. Choose a region to collect. Basically, you're going to collect supplies from the region you're holding. I'll say right now, Monarchy isn't holding much. It's barely holding much of the city, so your wealth rating is 1. So you can collect stuff from around the opera house, from your tenants, I suppose, from the civilians there. That's one activity. There's cut loose. There's spend time with another pilot and describe what you do. This is how you get rid of stress. And you're going to roll dice equal to your relationship. This is the equivalent of indulge vice, basically. You're going to hang out with another pilot. You're going to do some activities, and whoever is doing the cut loose describes the activities. Like, I don't know, you go off to draw some pictures or take in the opera, that sort of thing. And then you do a scene together, and then you roll to release stress. We've done trust, sorry. We've calculated trust. Cool. So cut loose is like an indulging vice, if you need to get rid of stress, and that's also how you build up your connections with your fellow pilots. Yeah, so that's another option. Again, all of these are in the references/gear tab. Starts at column A, row 69.
I have an interesting idea about cutting loose.
Uh-huh.
And I'd like to drag Des in with me. Because this is related to my belief about her.
Yeah. Let's table that for when we get to activities. Okay. Finish running these down, and then... Sure. But you have 3 activities, so that can definitely be one of them. There's fix. That's for fixing a vehicle. If it has damage, that's just different from upkeep. Fixing, you don't need to do that because none of your vehicles got damaged. Again, this is different from exhausting quirks. There's a long-term project, which is I finally figured out what those mean. Long-term projects are a way to like kind of break the game. If you want to start a project to be like, hey, I want to add more stuff to my mech, or I want to like make relations with another squad, or I want to do a thing where I can add dice to this roll depending on these circumstances, or I want to work on my drive. That's a long-term project. And you tell me what it is, and I'll tell you how long it takes. And then there's recover, treatment for a pilot's harm. Again, none of you have harm, so you don't need to recover. There's salvage. That's taking apart a vehicle, which is destroying it, and then you gain supply points. Again, the Vice God has been requisitioned, and any other mechs you took out have been pulverized by a hail of missiles, so there's nothing to salvage. You can take apart your mech if you want to, but like you probably don't want to do that right now. There's schmooze. You can try to improve relations with a faction, and then you can get trust. based on your schmoozing. In case you pissed off a faction, all the other factions besides the mandate are at relationship 0 with you. So, I mean, you're still fine. You're fine for now. There's training. You can mark 1 attribute XP or playbook XP. If you have the right upgrade, you can mark 2 XP. This is just really simple. I've got nothing. If you got nothing else to do, train, get XP. You know, you do have an upgrade that lets you put 2 XP in prowess. Prowess is your finesse, prowl, struggle, and wreck attributes. So you have that upgrade. And let's see. Or you can enhance. When you spend time to improve your vehicle, you add 1 mark to the vehicle enhance track. And if you fill up that track, that's when you get a new quirk for your vehicle. And also there's upkeep, but we already did that. So again, if you need reminders of what those activities are, they're in the references /gear tab. But yeah, you have 3.
We've done upkeep already, so we've got 2 left, right?
Oh no, you get a free upkeep activity, so you still have 3. Yeah, that upkeep was for free.
Oh, cool.
I think Austin Ramsey figured you're probably exhausting a lot of quirks when you fight with mechs and resist with those quirks anyway. So yeah, let's go back to Callista, because it sounds like you have an idea of what you wanted to do.
I do indeed.
Right.
So this is an interesting interpretation of cutting loose.
Okay.
Because, I mean, what else would you expect from me? But one of Callista's beliefs is that Dez never kind of fully got recovered from that raid because of all the losses. And unbeknownst to the other pilots, Callista's been going to a support group about loss run by a kind psychologist on her character sheet named Martinus. And Callista thinks, especially after overhearing some of the stuff in the bar that Dez was saying to one of the other people who survived the raid, that this might benefit both of them.
Would Dez be okay with that?
Dez would probably resist until I think she would resist for a while, but could probably be talked into, like, just try it once, and if you don't like that entire spiel, if you don't like it, you don't have to come back. But yeah, she'll go with Callista.
Cool. So it cut loose. Yeah. Let's do the scene first. Callista, you can frame the scene.
It's basically in a grotty little storefront. The only space he could really find. He doesn't really have an office, but I know him from before. I ran into him in a bar and started talking, and he gave me his card, and well, yeah. So this is the way I try to cope with that stuff outside of drinking and carousing and whatnot. I actually do try to deal with my shit a little bit every now and again, besides blowing stuff up, which is very therapeutic. But there's about half a dozen people sitting around, and everyone is... I think Dez and I are the only 2 soldiers or people who joined up. Everyone else is just a civilian who's been subject to the war. Their city got carpet bombed and they had to relocate. I mean, they're basically refugees. I mean, this is where refugees wind up, at the bottom tier of the socioeconomic ladder in this town. So, we're all on plastic chairs and drinking bad coffee, and Martinus, of course, is saying something along the lines of, "So, who wants to start?"
I think after a while with no one going on, Desdemona will finally break in and start with that general thing of resistance. This is stupid, or probably more quippy of well, isn't this just a bright, happy story or event. And Martinus probably is, he's dealt with truculent people before. He can get her talking about what's going on, and eventually Desdemona gets talking about how she was studying Sun Tzu and like Napoleon when she was 4. She was being expected to do important mathematical equations by the time she was 7. She was a chess master by the time she was 9, and in the program at 10, and basically comes to the realization that she didn't have a childhood. And I think this big face, like the Martinus, like asking, "And what was your favorite toy?" And she brings out she just stops, and she can't remember when her parents ever gave her a toy. And I think she just goes silent. It's like, I'll talk more next time.
How do you respond to that, Callista? Or do you respond at all? Or how do you react, I suppose, is the question.
I think the first toy I got was a wrench. It was the day the Mercs decided my birthday was, when they picked me up and got me away from the pirates. It was the first year later, and they said, you've done well enough. Here's your own wrench. First time anybody given me anything, at least that I could remember. I still use it. Still keep it on me. It's the one thing I won't hit somebody with because I don't want to break it that way. I mean, if it breaks while I'm fixing up a mech or something like that, well, that's what they gave it to me for. But and then I just go silent.
Mm-hmm. So I think, yeah. I guess. Sorry, part of my. I think I'll just paint it with broad strokes. It's like I don't know if I can play someone who's meant to be a therapist. I'm not licensed for that. I don't have that kind of experience. But I think, yeah, I think there's definitely, you get the feeling that like this is a group that's trying to make it work. So I think there is some. No one's. I mean, obviously, people judge whether they want to or not, but I think everyone here is trying not to judge, even though some people probably start sharing stories that are quite bad. Probably definitely worse than what Dez has gone through. Lost some stuff, lost livelihoods, been forced to move around. But I think Martinez is definitely here to like make sure that everyone's here to try and accept each other. I think that's what the feeling is. Does that seem correct?
Yeah, but I mean that's the point. It's like to help you process the loss, to help you understand other people who have been there, and they may not share the same experiences, but it's similar enough that you all have a common frame of reference.
Yeah, everyone lost something in the war.
Yeah,
whether they know it or not, and here's helping you confront them. So, to actually cut loose, you're gonna roll dice equal to the ticks in your relationship clock with a pilot joining you. That's for you, Calissa. So we have 1 tick with Des.
Okay, and where is this relationship clock? Which tab?
It's in the connection sheet.
Okay.
You see the ticks? That's
okay. So that's the beliefs about each one. Okay, so
yes,
gotcha.
Yes. So
that's a 6.
Oh, the thing is, you had 2 stress. If you clear more stress than you have, it's an overindulgement. So you have some choices here to make.
Yeah, and none of them are good. I saw that.
Yeah. Well, first off, you can add another tick to your clock with Des, and you can have another belief. Well, you can figure out the belief later if you want to, but definitely check that next clock. Yeah. So, which one of those? For those who might be watching this, the choices are attract trouble, roll an additional entanglement. In which case, I'm not ready for that.
I think. I mean, you know what? Go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
Oh,
I interrupted.
no worries. You can brag. I don't think that's gonna happen here. There's no bragging here. But bragging is you lose 2 trust with your patron faction. You can go AWOL. Your pilot vanishes for a few weeks, and you have to play a different pilot until this one returns. Or impropriety. You reset your relationship with that pilot that joined you to 0. So that means you get rid of those 2 beliefs and those 2 clocks, and you can't build them up unless you cut loose with them, or they. Or no, yeah, unless you cut loose with them specifically, because you're the one adding the tick to your relationship with them. They're not adding a tick to their relationship with you.
All right, so clear the stress, and then does Des also clear the stress?
No.
Okay.
They have to do their own cut loose.
Okay. I think the least bad option here. I mean, brag is not an option. AWOL, nah, that's not an option. I think it's rolling an additional entanglement.
Oh yeah. All right.
Like maybe some people realize that we're soldiers in that support group.
Yeah.
And
all right.
Regardless of what side we're fighting on, maybe we get resented for that.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll 3 dice. Usually it's 3 minus the squad's relationship with their patron faction. So but you have a relationship of 0 now with them because you hid your cohorts from them. So I'm gonna roll 3 dice. This is fun. Okay, so that's a 4. Okay. All right. Let me see what happens. Okay. I'm gonna invent a squad with a 0 status relationship with yourselves, and they're gonna throw their weight around because I rolled the entanglement rivals. You know what? Oh, sorry, I saw someone. Okay, all right. I'm gonna say they're a squad from the corporatocracy faction. I think when you come out of therapy, you can already see them, these assholes. They come in like these very nice clean vans, and they're very clearly looking around the neighborhood. Let's see, what should we name them? Let's see. And I think because I think you recognize who they are. I think they're definitely a company that like. So I'm gonna reference a game called Eliza. It's about this like, what if you create like Uber for mental health, that sort of thing, where instead of talking to a therapist, you talk to like an algorithm that like, oh, how does that make you feel, that sort of thing, and it just prescribes you like, oh, here's some things you should do, and you're not really talking to a person. I think this is kind of like that, what this squad does, what this company does. Let's give them a name. I think. I don't know what their name is yet, but I think definitely they're there to like flog their stuff to this group. They know that there's like a therapy group around here. No, they're not the psycho wolves. They need even more. They need better branding than that. I think they are Feel Good Incorporated. The Psychomantis. Sorry, Happy Chatties. Ooh, I'm getting caught up in this name. I think they're the Horizon.
The Counselors.
The Counselors. Yeah. I think that's their street name. Let's go down. They probably have a more official sort of name, but yeah, I think to those in the know, probably Calista, they are called the Counselors because like Yeah, we're here to monetize mental health.
And make you overpay for it.
Yeah, they are okay. The counselors. They are a tier 3. I think they're moving into the city. You'll notice in the city map, the corporate actually has quite a chunk of the city. Yeah, and so you see them kind of moving around, and I think one of their representative, let's call him Duke. His name is Duke. Is kind of like just sizing up the group, and we're not going to play out this entire thing, but here's kind of what happens. They are throwing the weight around. They're threatening your friend Martinez basically with just their presence. So you can either actually, you know what? I say you can, but I know you're not. You're going to stand up to them, aren't you?
Probably.
Yeah, because the choice is either to forfeit a rep or 1 personnel per tier to them. But I don't think you're going to do that.
I mean, frankly, these assholes have too many teeth in their mouths.
Yeah, Duke, who I'm imagining him as like, he looks like Aaron Eckhart, Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight. So he looks dashing. He's got like a chiseled jaw, and like just proper nice blonde hair, slick backed. And do you just like stride up to him and punch him in the mouth?
Why would I punch him in the mouth when I can kick him in the dick?
Yeah, Des, are you? How do you react to this kind of happening?
I'd like to prompt a script change, maybe. That
Okay.
Callista kicks him in the back of the knees, while Dez elbows him in the face as he falls forward.
I'm fine with that.
That's fab.
Now, quick question: am I kicking him in the side of the knee, or am I kicking him straight in the front of the knee?
Oh, the back of the knees to make him fall forward.
Okay, so we're not doing any permanent damage here. We're not like tearing ligaments out or anything like that. Okay, got it.
My elbows just happened to be in the way of his face like a few times. Oops, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you fell into my elbow repeatedly.
Yeah, I think definitely. I think that's enough to like. I think there was like 2 vans. It was just like a bunch of folks about to like pamphlet the place or like put up their posters and whatnot. And I think the 2 of you are enough to like drive them away. But Duke will remember that. You may have found a
friend alone.
You may have found a rival. I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
My rival is existence and sobriety and loss.
If you say that means I can inflict a consequence at you every time you do a mission, because you can't get rid of that rival easily. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. All right, cool. So that's one downtime activity. There's still quite a bit to go through. Does anyone have an idea? I'm going to go to Cubica or Lars. I have an idea what they want to do. Some of these downtime activities, they don't need an entire scene to definitely to like.
I have an idea if I want to do maybe a long-term project, because I've got this drive that I want to find a better future for me and my folks. So what I'd need to do that, I guess, would be some place where we could go. I mean, everything else is contingent on that. Really, we have to find a place, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish. To find some rumors, maybe, to get some idea where we could eventually go. That's away from the war, and that's away from the monarchy, and that's away from every kind of person who wants to put us back in chains, basically. Okay. So it doesn't have to be rich or anything, but we have to be able to live, and we have to be able to, I don't know, not be molested by all of these assholes.
That's fair. Just realized I didn't make a room for y'all to put your projects. That's my bad. Wow. I'll work on that after this. But okay. I'll make note of what it is. I think this is a 6-step project, for sure. What do you? So you're chasing down rumors of where you could be going.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm going around the city, and I'm thinking, yeah, the refugees actually seem to be a pretty good idea to contact some of them and ask around there. maybe they don't just have these psychological things, which I would be very, very, very off, because my God, and some person wants to talk to me about my life. Hey, come on. No. But some kind of bar or something where they gather, and probably very impromptu place. It's not a real building, even maybe more of a tent stuff where they brew some sort of alcohol that will make you blind if you drink too much of it. It's a refugee camp. These guys, they don't have anything.
That's fair. Right, so you're gonna roll an action appropriate to what you're doing.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you
I'm
put all
very
your
good at wrecking stuff, right? I mean, no, I'm very good at struggling and commanding, but I'm also good at surveying, so I might use that.
Yeah, I'll let you do.
I mean, it's just more like, I guess it's less like me chatting up people. It's more like me listening to people and then seeing who might be useful to me, and that who might know something. Because okay.
Yeah, so you can spend. So you're rolling one die. You can spend a personnel point to add a second die, or improve your effect.
I would somebody mind if I use the personnel die? Cool. Then I Pocket, if you mind, please put it somewhere in the chat, because I can see the others shaking their heads, but not you.
Go ahead.
Cool. Okay, so I'm rolling 2 dice. Let's see how I do. Probably very bad. Yeah, 2 2s.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So on a 2, 1 to 3, you fill 1 segment out of 6. So I think you're gonna have to talk to these people. You put your ear out and you just hear stuff, gossip, but you're looking for something specific. And like, they come here to unwind. They don't come here to like talk about the future, you know? You're gonna have to talk to them. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna turn to Cubica. Sorry, if you were saying something, Sabine, you're muted.
I'm talking, yeah, and I've muted, so you can't hear me. I'm going to have to take one of the other bozos with me to talk to people, I guess.
Oh, I forgot. Anyone can help out in these downtime activities, and it costs no stress. I should have remembered that. You could bring someone, and they could help you out. Fellow pilots.
No, it's fine. I wouldn't. I think this is fine, because I think Yaron wouldn't ask somebody to come with him unless he realizes that he really needs help. And now he realizes that, he might go and ask them.
Yeah. The only activity you can't help with is cut loose, because you don't want too high of a roll in that one, honestly. All right, Cubica, what are you up to in this downtime?
So right now I'm thinking schmooze, although for the other stuff, if anybody is interested in cutting loose with Cubica, let me know. Because I'd love to get more develop her relationships with the rest of the squad more. But for now, I'm just gonna schmooze. Let me find that. Yeah, I think she's trying to. She's talking to. She's trying to, put out the fire of the whole thing with the requisition didn't go through, and just I think she's probably talking with the Baroness, right? And like, this is fine.
Is it? Let's see your roll with appropriate action.
Does anybody want to help me?
It costs you no stress. It's just downtime, Oh. All right.
Yeah, we need better relations.
Hell yeah.
Okay, then I can roll.
I want to know, how is Des helping?
By throwing my weight around as the officer. Of course, the requisitions didn't go. Her story checks out. I'm backing her.
yeah.
Yeah.
Take an extra die. What action are you rolling?
I figure this is either. I feel like I'm trying to deceive them, which sounds more like a sway.
Yeah.
Can I push myself or not?
No, this is
Okay.
downtime, so you can spend an extra personnel point.
All right. Nah. We only have one personnel. Let's keep it. But I will roll 2 dice. That's a 5.
Cool. So on a 5, you gain trust. You gain 2 trust. So I think what this looks like is, hold on, put that. That's with the obviously with the monarchy. So you're getting back to your good graces. So I think what this looks like is she's not entirely convinced, but you can tell it's less that y'all are doing something to pull the wool over her eyes, and more like you're making her look bad. Come on. Like, it's a simple requisition. If the murmur asks for something, the murmur should get it. And and she's not entirely happy with like being made to look unreliable to the higher ups. But she's not. I don't. She's not experienced enough to really get that like you all are like deliberately trying to hide something from her. But she'll chalk it up as like, all right. I guess some people just slip through. Maybe we shouldn't have hired that street gang. Things just slip away.
Yeah, you know those street gangs. They can be
most
unreliable.
Most unreliable. And she pulls out a thermos, and you can see that it's full of like champagne in the thermos. Oh, I'm kidding. She doesn't do that. No, I'm kidding.
Champagne in the thermos? That's tacky.
Did she see? She didn't seem like a figure of like great taste.
Also, unrelated, but think I can take on my drive clock for the previous scene. Cubic ahead with Proxima Nova.
Oh yeah, see that's the thing. You can only take drives, I think, either in a mission or part of a project.
Okay.
That was in the loosey goosey free play area.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll say I think the only times you can take drive is when I ask you to at the end of a mission. So we can fold that in.
Okay.
So you don't have to concentrate on fulfilling your drive in the next mission because you kind of did that. So I'll say we'll bank that tick for later.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll turn to Des, who has been party to a lot of downtime activities, but now it's your turn to do one.
So how does requisitioning a vehicle work? Do you just get like the 3 starting points to apply to the vehicle stats?
Sorry, so you want to get a new vehicle?
If I did get a new vehicle, what would the application be?
All right. Let me check. How do you get a new vehicle? Because there is a way for sure. Because you wanna switch out from your authority
I
crown?
want options.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Let me double check how to get new vehicles. Acquiring a new vehicle. There will be times when a pilot uses a vehicle other than the one they had at character creation. This could be any number of reasons that generally falls into one of 3 categories: either a replacement vehicle, a temporary vehicle, or a borrowed vehicle. A temporary vehicle is one that does not replace the vehicle on the pilot's character sheet.
If it's going to replace it, I think I'll just enhance my vehicle.
Let's see. Yeah, that's the thing. Your vehicle you have right now, that's kind of like your thing, and having multiple ones it almost kind of breaks the game, because again you have like.
Yeah, I can see how that would work.
Yeah, it's quite a lot to have, especially because the vehicle you have right now, you have so much. Like you have got your quirks, you've got your dots, and it honestly is kind of a lot to track. There's already a lot to track.
Gotcha. It makes perfect sense. So I'm just going to spend all 3 of my actions enhancing my vehicle for a new quirk.
Wow. Just and that I put up your enhanced tracks up halfway through, like everyone, like all the XP triggers. So yeah, that would get you a new quirk. Jesus. You don't want to hang out with your buddies? No? They want to hang out with you? You don't want to hang out with them? Okay. Fair enough. God. All right. So, yeah, you get a new quirk. Feel free to detail what that is at any point. I guess we come back to Callista. You have 2 more downtime activities.
You said that we get, instead of just +1 training, if we use the prowess track, we get 2 XP toward that.
Yes, that's one of the upgrades the frontline squad gets from the start.
All right. In that case, 2 seconds. Let me flip back over to the references sheet here. And then how do I go about upgrading my mech? Can I add new additional weapon slots to it, or is that just the way it is?
Oh yeah, because your gear is heavy right now. Oh, to switch out your weapons, you mean?
No, not switch them out. I like my rocket launchers. I just want to have more slots for more guns.
Let's see how. You should still have enough. You said you had heavy of 6, right? You did heavy. You only those rockets are like load 1, so you still have like 4 slots. So you're fine for now.
All right. So how can I go about adding another quirk? Is that the enhance?
Enhance. Yes, that's enhance.
Okay.
Enhance is the same as training. If you pick that, you just add 1. But if you have the relevant upgrade, you can add 2.
Do we have the testing facility squad upgrade yet?
No.
How do we go about getting squad upgrades?
When you either through a mission, you can acquire it, or 2, when you level up your squad, you can either get 1 special ability or 2 upgrades.
All right.
And so now you're gonna level up at the end of this session.
Okay.
Squad.
And I can't save it, so all right.
Well, hold on. Let me double check something. I need let me double check something about your material points, because I think yeah, you can. Well, you can spend material later and later downtime to do enhance. For sure. So if you want to save it till then, but yeah, you're not gonna be able to get it before your next mission, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you can spend 1 material now because I see what. Let me try and guess what you're thinking. Do you want to spend all your downtime activities to enhance your mech as well?
I'm not opposed to that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with getting 2 XP to put into the prowess track, and at least start on being able to add a new quirk to my vehicle.
Okay. Yeah, if that's what you want to do. Is that are you sure that's what you want to do? I just want to like confirm before we agree to anything.
I mean, at this point, I think I'm the only person who has rec, and I'd like to get that up to +2. So I'm pretty sure I can get that done by the end of the session.
Well, I've got rec 2, but sure, go ahead.
You have rec 2 as a prowess stat or in your mech?
No, I have rec 1 as my stat.
Okay.
Yeah, both of you have rec 1.
But if you want to go higher, that's fine.
Given the way that I'm rolling, is there any way that I can just add another quirk to the mech? Because that would probably be more useful than
let's see. Your enhance is 3 right now. You can spend 2 downtime activities and 1 material point to get that enhance up to 6. And
does anybody care if I use that last material point? Is that okay?
2 more material points, wouldn't we?
Yes, you will have. Yeah, you have 2. You have 3 actually left over, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Use one of those material points. Get another quirk. Join
the
club.
All right, let's supersize my mech.
Yeah, hell yeah. So so you take a new quirk, and feel free to detail that when you can. I should have asked, like, what does it look like? I'll go back to Des. What does it look like when you're upgrading your mech?
You see how like the claws have those sort of like thin shieldings on them? Like now the claws look like they're gigantic tower shields with like earth shaking guns attached at the end of them.
Hell yeah. And I'll come back to you, Callista, about your new quirk. So, yeah, Des and Callista have used up their downtime activities. Yaren, you still have 2 more. So I'll cut to you, Yaren.
I would like to train my resolve, because I really think I might need to be able to talk to people eventually. So, yeah, I don't like it either, but well, hey. And I think I'm gonna do that by talking to our street gang kitties, because they seem to be positively inclined to talk to me, and maybe to the Revolution Kid, because we have some interests in common, like the downfall of the monarchy.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm not a revolutionary per se. I'm pro-revolution, but all I want to do is take my people and go somewhere where I can just have none of this authoritarian bullshit guiding
That's
my
fair.
life. Because I've never had that, but hey, it's a dream.
It's a good dream to have. Yeah, so there's no roll for this. You just mark 1 XP.
Okay, cool.
Your resolve.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Yes. Yeah. Cut to Cubica. I guess we just bounce back between Yaren and Cubica.
Okay, yeah, I'll spend one of my remaining guys downtime actions on an enhance, and then this is such a bad idea, but I would like to cut loose with Yaren.
Yeah. It sounds like a totally bad idea. But
it's
hey,
a terrible idea. I only have 2 stress.
I have 1. But let's cut loose. I mean, I will be very willing to go with you to cut loose, because you're a person who can talk to people, and I have no idea how to do it with city guys.
You say that, but so where does Yaren generally just hang out in the base? Where would Cubica find him? Do you think?
Either playing around with his mech, or I guess kitchen seems nice. Yeah, because he likes to eat. Actually.
Yeah. I think Cubica steps into the kitchen, just sort of leans over. Hey, want to get some real food?
Yeah, always.
Cool. Come on.
Sure. Where are you going? How's this not real food? I mean, you got.
This food is better. And God.
Okay. For better.
It's not like fancy, but it's fancier than what they have at the base. It's like an actual sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, you can probably tell that Yaren hasn't been to many of these.
Yeah. And Cubica is actually pretty quiet. Gets a drink. I think for her, cutting loose is more about just trying to decompress for the most part. At least that's what she defaults towards. I think she asks, so what's your deal?
Huh? Deal? Yeah, well, I'm a soldier, right? I enlisted voluntarily. Semi-voluntarily, really, because it was that or stay in the mines. Mines are bad.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, well. But you lived in the city, like you were rich or something.
I was never rich. I made some money. Like, but like I it's didn't make like there's still rationing. There's still yeah. There's not a ton of room for fashion during a war. And then all that went up in flames. And now Black Ops paid decently, but not that well. But
would have thought it would pay better.
Well, maybe for some.
Okay.
But yeah. Everybody in the squad seems to pretty much hate me, huh?
I don't know you. I mean, you're arrogant, right? I'm sorry, that was probably too direct. You come across as arrogant.
I appreciate the directness. Way I see it, it's more experienced.
Yeah.
But possibly more competent. But
yeah, and you wonder why we don't like you.
Well,
come on, hello. Hey, I'm more competent. You're probably all just that doesn't really sound like you want to make friends.
No, I suppose not. No. I think I'm stuck here for the time being. So
wouldn't it be better if you had some friends?
May as well try. Yeah. I'll dispel some myths. I'm not rich. I'm not a noble.
Well, yeah.
Just
where I come from, people who dress well are rich.
Yeah, well, I have this blazer, this vest, this shirt, these slacks, these shoes, and that's it.
Really?
You don't think I am hiding like a whole entire wardrobe?
Yeah, I am. I mean, this is an opera house. I'm pretty sure that there were lots of costumes.
Oh God, I'm not going to wear opera costumes. What do you take me for?
I have no idea about fashion.
Fair enough. I could always give you a few pointers.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't afford anything anyway, so.
You just need to be a little more clever then.
Okay. In what way?
Well, make do with what you have and what you can get. I only have the one set, but I, can change the colors around and do so frequently.
That's true. I thought you had about 1,000 suits.
That's sort of the impression I try to give off.
Okay. Well, I've got my uniform, so it doesn't change color unless I bleed on it.
I'll see if I can't figure something out for you.
Well, appreciate it, I guess.
Feel like that's a scene.
Yeah, let's roll that dice. That was lovely. Yeah. Roll your one die.
Okay.
Now overindulge.
Oh, damn it, it's a 3. So close.
Oh, you were so close. Overindulge by 1. All right.
Now I start, rolling halfway. That's not a halfway decent roll by most standards, but,
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so which one? Do you want to get rid of that 2 trust? You don't
oh
do that.
God, I mean,
you spent time to get that 2 trust.
Yeah. On the other hand, like, I don't want to do impropriety. I don't want to do AWOL, and we have like 10 minutes left, so rolling an additional entanglement seems like a bad idea.
Well, yeah, I'll roll it and then I'll save it for next time.
All right.
I'd love to punch some people with you.
Yeah. All right. I'll roll an entangle. Go. I'll attract trouble then.
Okay. All right. Well, look, it might not be the rival stuff. You know, sad to say, not everyone gets a chance to punch dickheads. You'll get the chance.
Not really how I operate, anyway.
Okay. Okay. What is this? Oh. Oh my God. You know what? I'm gonna roll again. I don't like I just because I'm a bit actually no, I'm saving it for next time anyway, but like actually let me look at what y'all have. Actually no, I'm gonna roll again. Because I wasn't fond of what I was given. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna roll again and not hit you with something. Come on. Okay, all right, okay. Here's what happens because I rolled a 6. That's another requisition. It doesn't have to be a cohort. That's the thing. I forgot to read here. Cohort squad upgrade. Okay, here's what happens. So fighting has kind of like just broken out against the mandate and mostly the mandate because y'all are semi-friendly with the blue folk, the blue faction your borders with, but I think I'm gonna save this for later. But I think when we because we need to do one more downtime activity. But yes, there are some folks after your med lab, your infirmary, and oh, don't worry, it'll be fine. Don't worry. But we have one more downtime activity. I think Yaren, you have one more.
Oops. Yeah, sorry. I'm going to enhance my my mech for a bit.
Hell yeah! All right.
So I put that in. Oh, where do I put it in? Where is the?
It's
thing
above expertise in your mechs. You know.
I see. Enhance. Okay, I've got it. I've got 3 of 6. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Actually, it says a squad has come to requisition. It's not that hard actually. A choice of a squad who come to take your med lab. I think so. Here's how we're gonna open up next session. The thing is also the base doesn't have quarters, so you don't actually stay there. You actually come there. So when you all come to like quote unquote work, there is this very nice, sleek sort of mech, kind of like patrol coming up towards your base, and it's not a humanoid mech. It's bipedal. It's two legs, and it's like a Metal Gear, I guess, but it's nice and sleek and shiny, and I think there's a bunch of vans around this mech, and this van has the logo of a particular corporation, but y'all know them as the counselors, and they've come to press some charges. Yeah, I know you're in the middle of a war, but you know, impropriety happened, so we're gonna deal with that next session. Yes, after you're done with them, pick a fight with the counselors. Sure, why not? All right, that's it for this session of Beam Saber. I hope y'all enjoyed your tour through the non-mission parts of the game. Next time we do it, definitely there's gonna be less explanation, so it's a bit more smooth. But geez, it's some absolutely great stuff. Honestly, I'll save that for Stars and Wishes. But like some absolutely great stuff, some great character moments. But yeah, we're gonna do XP before we all leave. So, all right. So for everyone, I'm gonna Actually, I'm just gonna go from left to right in the character keeper. Cool. So start with you, Des. Did you address a challenge with calculation or conspiracy?
Yeah, I hit our damn cohorts.
Yeah. So yeah, take 1 XP. 2 if you think it occurred multiple times.
Just one.
Okay. All right, just take the 1. Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Yes.
Yeah, same as always. 1 XP. 2 if it happened multiple times. I'll trust your discretion. I'm not gonna like look up saying, "Oh, did they say 1 or 2 XP?" I can't be bothered to do that. Did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, or quirks?
I don't think I struggled because I gave in to the going to counseling, which was more XP anyway. So,
But you resisted it.
yeah, but I don't think I didn't resist it enough for me to think this counts.
All right.
Cool. So yeah, yep, put your XP wherever you want to. Except for enhanced, that's a downtime activity. Sorry. Yeah, that costs downtime activities. Cubica, did you address a challenge with stealth or evasion, or as the Simpsons would call it, evasion?
Once or twice. Yeah, I think I did a prowl roll and a maneuver roll. So.
Yeah, and I was gonna add like you trying to talk circles around your former squad mate was kind of evasion.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, so 2 XP. Sounds good.
Okay.
Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
I think both the Black Ops opening and the Fashionista history came up. So.
Yep.
I'm gonna advance my playbook.
Hell yeah. Did you struggle because of your beliefs, scars, and quirks?
Not especially. I think there's a minor struggling due to just like the fact that she doesn't actually think well of any of her squad mates. But I wouldn't really, I wouldn't give myself XP for that.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yaren, did you address a challenge with violence or coercion?
I forgot to do that when I failed my downtime roll. I could have just hit some people and then explained why that didn't go well. But no, I didn't. I think.
Well, you destroyed the facility.
Oh yeah,
that's
I did
destruction.
That. Oh yeah, right. True. Yeah. That's true. I totally did that. So I addressed my history, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Did you express your history, tragedy, or opening?
Yeah. Did I believe what are my beliefs? Where would I find them?
Your beliefs about your fellow pilots. The connection.
Oh yeah, I think I expressed the fact that I that I thought that Cubica was rich. That I did express a lot and loudly.
Yeah, I'll give you XP for that. It's kind of like how do I understand this person sort of struggle.
Yeah, but I did have that struggle, and now I have a bit better grip on who she is and what she is. So,
yeah. Did you add that Did you add the tick to your connection sheet?
It was Cubica who did the cut loose. So
gotcha.
Yeah, I added it. I'll figure out a belief at some point.
Cool. So what that means is just like it costs more to help out those people now because there's 2 ticks, but you get to add more stuff. So you can give them an extra die and improved effect or improved position, that sort of thing. Cool. Callista, did you address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
Couple times actually.
Caused quite a bit of mayhem, didn't you?
Well, certainly in that opening scene, but also, punching somebody after a support group. I mean,
that as well. Yeah.
And I think that I expressed my history, and I don't know. I think I talked about the history and the tragedy both, but in the same thing. So does that count as 2 or 1?
I'll give you 2 for that. I mean, right. I like to reward if you can entwine more than one thing, at the same time. That should be rewarded.
All right. And then I'm not sure if it was a struggle, perhaps, but I believe that Des wasn't dealing with her grief, and I, argued with her to get her to a support group session.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you 1 XP for that at least.
Good to go then.
Hell yeah. And lastly is the squad XP. All right. Did you execute a successful battle or defense, sabotage, or smash and grab operation? Hell yeah. So 7. Did you face off against challengers above your station? Yep, they were tier 3, so yeah, you get the squad thingy. Did you bolster your squad's reputation to get a new one? Yeah, you seem quite ragtag trying to defend your Oliver Twist orphans. Well, okay, not all of them are orphans, but like your street kids. So yeah, so go 1 over. Did you express the goals, inner conflicts, or essential nature of your squad? Yeah, you're all a bunch of weirdos coming together, trying to figure each other out.
That's an extra 4 XP total.
Yeah, no, you're 2 over, not 4 over. Yeah, so yeah, you've leveled up your squad. You can get 1 special ability or 2 squad upgrades. We'll talk about that probably in the email thread, because we're quite a bit over. I want to get stars and wishes, but yeah, fab session of Beam Saber, everyone. I'm gonna stop the broadcast then. These folks are great. I always get that at the broadcast, but yeah, fab folks. Yes, I want to end the broadcast. StreamYard.